show tomorrow. This leak was not supposed to happen. So that's the quote. So whoever did it's going to get in some trouble with Trump. I'm not going to give you Roger's quote, but it's a big deal. But we'll see if this is even accurate. So I don't know. I'm still in the dark here. I think it probably is, folks. Going back to James O'Keefe. James, looking at this day of rage tomorrow, all the establishment behind this, Hollywood behind it, you're taking this issue statistically, 258 black people were killed by cops. Let's just say none of it was justified. Obviously, most of it was in last year. That's not even a blip, but you'd think it was the end of the world. What do you think the Obama end game is on all this?
Well, I will say that the convention is coming on Monday, and there's going to be some violent protests. And here's what I can comment on, because I can only comment on the investigations I do. We have people who are actually meeting with some high-level left-wing operatives and exposing and planning the activities for the convention next week. And our goal is to try to preempt the violence and preempt the social justice warriors and their violence and their mob mentality by exposing it. Who's funding it, and what activities are they doing that's fraudulent? For example, we got one of these guys on tape saying they're going to bust people from state to state and commit voter fraud for the presidential election. It's all about the fraud. As evidenced by our gun-free zone video, these legislators don't want to put signs in their homes saying their guns are or their homes are gun-free zones. These people are hypocrites. They don't believe in what they even say publicly. We just got to expose it. That's the name of the game. Get it on video, release the video, and outrage.
Well, James, you just dropped a bombshell, and I'm talking to some of the folks today. We've had multiple people contact us that are in the media and who are more libertarian but seen as liberal, and they're saying, listen, we're at newspapers, we're at major firms, we're at major meetings with people planning to go to Cleveland with InfoWars, Make America White Again. They're also planning dirty tricks, but they're trying to figure out how to do it and coordinate with Black Lives Matter that it's a false flag. So they're scared of getting beat up, but it's stuff like that. Is that the type of intel you've got?
Well, no, we actually have people who have been working since January building relationships with some of these high-profile, I call them operatives, people behind the scenes.
Oh, wow. So you've actually penetrated into the people that are being run by the White House and Soros. I mean, the actual minions.
Yeah, one of our people got burned in the process, but we still have a few of them, half a dozen of them, that have relationships with some of these operatives, and they're on video describing what they're going to do. And we have meetings this week with these operatives.
Let me just ask you, why not let them come out and do it? I know that's kind of aiding the crime. I guess we can't do that. But then let them come out and do it, and then let them blame it on us and then show it was really them. Isn't that more powerful? But that's a moral dilemma.
I think that's a very good idea, Alex. I think as long as it's not, if they say we're going to bomb the place, I'd have to
immediately, yeah. Tell
whoever it is. But if they say we're going to do this activity and make it look authentic, which is what they've been saying, and we have this on video, I'm holding on to this, and they're still planning for the convention next week. There are meetings taking place, over the weekend about what they're going to do. So that's what I'm doing, and I'll be sure to report back to you and your audience about what I find.
Well, thank you. I got to say, about 5-6 years ago, there was stuff at Breitbart being written about Democrats and Moloch cocktails and stuff, and I kind of, thought it was exaggerated or the FBI might have set them up. But now in retrospect, looking at it and researching it more, no, the left is really this violent and really being directed by the establishment. I think it's a major miscalculation.
It is a major miscalculation, but that's their Achilles heel. That's their Achilles. I mean, is it a miscalculation for the Attorney General to meet on an airplane with the former president, who's the husband of the nominee? It's a huge miscalculation, but it doesn't mean anything unless we get on video.
Sure. Is it arrogance or is it ignorance? I mean, what is it on average?
I mean, that's a study in human nature, but I think they think they can get away with it. It really comes down to the fact they think that they will get away with it because people are too afraid to do anything about it. And that's where people like you and I have to tape it.
Yeah, I think, you're smarter than I am at a lot of this, James O'Keefe, Project Veritas.com. Folks can get his book there, Blueprints How to Do All This safely in the best way. But, maybe blow their cover right before they do it. And then on some of the stuff, blow it after. That'll be even bigger. But I can't wait to see it. I'm going to be there. I know you're going to be there as well. Thank you so much, Project Veritas. I'm Alex Jones, Infowars.com. Stay with us. Big news straight ahead.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Is George Clooney ready for his panic room? Clooney's been a proponent of open borders and unlimited immigration, but now the chickens have come to his home to roost. Clooney's $11 million Italian mansion is in a favorite vacation spot of the rich and famous. Barbra Streisand, Elton John, Bruce Springsteen, Brad and Angelina, Madonna, and other A-list liberals have all enjoyed champagne wishes and caviar dreams here. But now the place is overrun with migrants. As one resident said, a small number of immigrants is not a problem, but there's simply too many of them. They're not poor, hungry refugees. They're big and strong. But Clooney's building a fireproof, bomb-proof, attack-resistant panic room. The problem is, Clooney's panic room is at one of his other mansions in the UK, so he may have to be ready to bug out in his own private jet. Such are the problems of the 1%.
Run away with the rich and famous.
For Infowars.com, I'm David Knight.
Brain Force, it's completely different. Try a bottle of it. Rob Dew joins us. You worked, I guess, like 20-plus hours. Tell us what Brain Force did.
I'd been working all day. I took a couple hours off coaching basketball. I get in here at 8:30. I was kind of run down. I just didn't feel like I was going to make it. And I really wanted to do a good job on the interview. I got my bottle of Brain Force right there. I popped 2 of them. And about 20 minutes later, it's like, bing, everything just kind of clears up.
It's got 4.5 stars. People really love it. Read about it. Find out why third-party nutraceutical sites give it such high praise, because it really does have the best organic-based systems that will blow your socks off.
I haven't pulled an all-nighter like that in a while, but I probably could not have done it without Brain Force. I went home about 6:45 this morning, took 3 hours of sleep, got up, took 2 more Brain Force, and came in.
You will find Brain Force and other game-changing products at InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.
Hey everyone, pharmacist Ben Fuchs here, host of The Bright Side, and as many of you know, I'm on a mission to help Americans get and stay healthy. You've all heard the shocking statistics. Despite spending trillions of dollars in healthcare, nearly $10,000 per man, woman, and child in this country, obesity, diabetes, cancer, heart disease, and autoimmune illnesses are rampant. 1 out of 3 or 4 people is dealing with some kind of health challenge, and everyone knows at least one person with a degenerative disease. If you are dealing with a health challenge, or if you're healthy and want to maintain your vigor and longevity, and you're looking for a convenient, easy way to incorporate nutritional raw materials into your day-to-day lives to guarantee that your body is getting the fundamental nutrients, the 90 essential vitamins, minerals, fats, and amino acids it needs to do its healing work, you need to check out InfoWarsTeam.com. Give your body the gift of good nutrition. Head over to InfoWarsTeam.com. Your body will be very grateful.
On the web at InfoWarsTeam.com. That's InfoWarsTeam.com.
Summer of Rage. It's called the Day of Rage. It kicks off tomorrow.
He aligns himself with the truth, and it's time for you to choose a side. You're listening to Alex Jones.
The Day of Rage all across the country tomorrow. Social justice warriors, socialists, communists running around with their red flags, spewing anti-white racism, most of them white. It's all part of the dialectic of control. Total and complete manipulation. Hypocrisy on steroids. Matt Damon, of course, has called for immediate gun ban. That's the headline in the Daily Mail. He actually called for just banning guns. See, they're more honest now. Repeal the Second Amendment. New York Times. New York Times, kill Donald Trump. Okay, he's allowed to say that. They're allowed to say that. All these other publications coming out. Rolling Stone, repeal the Second Amendment. And then Matt Damon, who isn't a bad actor. I don't even dislike the guy. I don't want to dislike him, but he's such a fraud with bodyguards and armed bodyguards. I'll tell you why I like Keanu Reeves, man. He is pro-gun, amazing at the range, knows his stuff, super smart, doesn't talk to the media. Nobody knows what he thinks. The media says he's dumb because he won't talk to them. Well, I ought to try to get a hold of Keanu Reeves sometime because he was in the movie A Scanner Darkly, and I consulted on it, and I was in it, and I got to know him pretty good. And then he opened up some, and he was just super smart. Well, I tell you, he got some incredible motorcycles, too. But let's just say he's kind of like a modern Steve McQueen, but nobody knows it. Motorcycles, guns, whole nine yards, but I mean, pretty wild stuff. Like Steve McQueen riding, winning races and off-road stuff back before they had dirt bikes. Remember all that? That kind of stuff. But notice you don't hear him shooting his mouth off against the Second Amendment, do you? He's made so much of his money in movies with guns. He's not a hypocrite. But Matt Damon is a whole nother bird. In fact, I'm going to stop with the Keanu Reeves stuff. I've not pursued Hollywood. I've not pursued people in Hollywood. But I kind of look back and wish I would have a little more with Keanu Reeves because he's a really interesting guy. I know over the years he got more of my films and stuff, and his assistant would reach out and invited me out there if I went out to L.A., and I just never went and did it. I mean, I got to tell you, I really like Kurt Russell. I mean, to learn that he says, I'm not liberal, I'm not conservative, I'm 1776, pro-gun, pro-Americana. We need to bring Americana back. It's the greatest system in the world, and that's why it's under attack today by the controlled left and the controlled right. Wow. I love Kurt Russell. Isn't it great he's a patriot? See, I don't want to talk bad about Matt Damon. I want to talk about people I like. Or Clint Eastwood. Just incredible for what he's done and what he stood for and the amount of films he's produced and just everything. It's just and how old he is and still just an example of a real man. Of course he's a Michael Savage listener. Been on the show. See, that's what I'm talking about. Thank God we're not like these people. Matt Damon. The guy is a nightmare on every issue. He's so horrible. He spews whatever the establishment wants, and they just keep giving him the big roles. Because let me tell you, there's very few people in Hollywood that have got the clout, like a Clint Eastwood, to be able to say and do what they want and not be attacked. Kurt Russell had a lot of courage when he came out. They blackball you. They come after you. I didn't mean to go off on this jag, but I'll go ahead and do it. A pretty big Hollywood producer who's put out some of the biggest movies and been married one of the most beautiful stars and produced a whole bunch of, big TV shows, HBO, you name it. I mean, top shows. Shows I actually watch or have watched. And he was pretty much just inviting me out to L.A. He said, listen, the secret society, the Abe Lincoln Society has been kind of broken up. And, but he said, it's still there. There's a lot of good folks out in Hollywood who want to meet with you, if you ever want to come out there or come down to Houston. And I said, yeah, I'm just so busy manning these guns here, but I'd love to go out and, talk about some projects or something. And I said, so it's really that bad? And he was like, oh, yeah. I mean, they're surveilling us, and they know when we meet. 60 years ago, communists had to meet in secret talking about overthrowing the country. Now, conservatives, beyond Tom Selleck, some of the biggest names, folks, go in secret meetings, 30, 40 people. And then Hollywood has infiltrators that go in and report it to the big bosses, and then you don't get your project done. And then this guy's a big producer. I was flattered he came here to see me. Really nice guy. Big fan. I mean, it's like so much of the stuff. I don't watch a lot of TV or movies. It was like, go down the list. It was like, wow. To actually meet the people behind it. It's just, to know I'm in a country where there's secret societies for conservatives. And all conservative means is you don't want to turn your guns in. You don't hate America. You believe in free market. I mean, you'd call these people 50 years ago liberals. I mean, what they call conservatives today are, guys that don't hate America and, who are married to a Buddhist. I mean, and then they're not even against gay marriage. It's like, that has to meet in secret in Hollywood. The pedophiles don't, though. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, it isn't liberal, folks. It's a bunch of damn pedophiles. And they want control of this culture, and they've got an agenda, and they like screwing stuff up, and that's why nothing makes